Once upon a time, nestled in a small village surrounded by towering mountains, lived a young man named Marco. He was just 24, but his mind felt ancient, always churning, always restless. Day and night, a whirlwind of thoughts stormed through his head, leaving him drained and anxious. He was perpetually haunted by regrets from his past and crippled by worries about the future. This mental tempest robbed him of his peace, his sleep, and even his ability to smile. One day, whispers of a wise old man reached Marco's village. They said he lived in a remote hamlet in the hills. A former city psychologist who had guided countless souls to inner tranquility. Now, in his old age, he had traded the bustling city for a life of quiet contemplation, offering his wisdom to the occasional visitor. A spark of hope ignited within Marco. He felt a pull, a certainty that this man could be the answer to his turmoil. He resolved to undertake the journey, believing that perhaps, just perhaps, this sage could teach him how to quiet the storm within. After a long and arduous journey that spanned several days, Marco finally arrived at the hillside village. He found a small, charming house, its walls draped in lush green vines. On the porch, an old man sat in serene silence, his eyes closed, an aura of profound peace radiating from him. Marco approached cautiously and spoke in a soft voice. "Grandfather, my mind is in constant turmoil. I can't seem to stop the endless stream of thoughts. I yearn for peace in my heart. Can you help me?" The old man slowly opened his eyes, a gentle, knowing smile gracing his lips. "So, it is peace you seek," he said calmly. "Come with me. I have a small task for you." He led Marco to a small, tidy yard and filled a glass with water right to the very brim. The surface was so taut that the slightest tremor would cause it to spill. He handed the glass to Marco and said, "I want you to walk from here to the edge of the village and then return. But listen carefully. Not a single drop of water must be spilled." Marco, though puzzled, was determined to succeed. He accepted the challenge, his hands steadying the fragile vessel. He began to walk, his entire focus narrowing to the glass in his hands. The path was narrow and alive with the village's daily rhythm. People hurried past, shopkeepers called out to customers, and dogs barked in the distance. But Marco saw none of it. His world had shrunk to the shimmering surface of the water. He moved with deliberate slowness, each step a careful, measured action. Onlookers watched him with curiosity, sensing he was undergoing an important lesson, and gave him a wide berth. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Marco returned to the old man, his face flushed with triumph. "Grandfather, I did it," he exclaimed. "I didn't spill even one drop." The old man nodded, his smile widening. "That is excellent," he replied. "But tell me, did you notice the children playing by the roadside? Did you hear the sound of the dogs barking?" Marco's brow furrowed in confusion. "No," he admitted. "I didn't see or hear anything at all. My entire focus was on the glass." The old man's smile was now full of warmth and wisdom. "And that, my boy," he said gently, "is the secret. It's a power that has always been within you, just waiting to be discovered. When your mind is fully anchored in the present moment, there is no room for fear, no space for confusion, and no foothold for those restless thoughts. Your attention was completely on the water in the glass. In that state, your mind became perfectly still. You weren't lamenting the past or dreading the future. You were simply here. A wave of understanding washed over Marco. The peace he had been chasing across mountains and valleys wasn't an external treasure to be found. It was an internal state, accessible at any time, simply by grounding himself in the now. Bowing his head in gratitude, Marco whispered, "I understand now, grandfather. To find peace, I must live in this moment." As the sun began to set, painting the sky in hues of orange and gold, Marco started his journey home. But he was no longer the same restless young man who had arrived. He walked with a newfound lightness, a quiet confidence. He carried not a glass of water, but the profound, simple truth of how to calm his own mind. He had finally found his peace, not in a faraway village, but within himself. If this story resonated with you, please show your support with a like and share it with those who might need to hear it. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more inspiring tales and wisdom. Thank you for joining us today. We'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay present and stay peaceful.